Hello friends, welcome to Premier UPSC IAS. So in this lecture, we are going to cover almost past 10 year previous year questions of the environment for prelims examinations. So stay tuned. So before starting the lecture, I would like you to like the video. If anything, do comment on the video and also do subscribe to my channel and to share to your friends. So let's start with the question number one from the ecology and environment part. Okay. And the question is, which of the following leaf modifications occur in the desert are as to inhibit the water loss? So that is the question here. In order to inhibit the water loss, what are the modifications that happen in the leaf? Okay, that's the question. So let's see. Hard and waxy leaves, tiny leaves, thorns instead of leaves. So it is very easy question. You can easily analyze the options and understand that obviously all the options are correct here, because adaptations has to happen in the desert. By adaptations only the plants are going to survive. Okay, so adaptation in desert areas is mostly due to survive. Desert plants have adapted to the extremes of heat and aridity by using both physical and behavioral mechanisms, much like desert animals. So we do see such modifications in the animals also. Plants that have adapted by altering their physical structure are called as xerophytes. So such a type of modification happening in such type of plants are called as xerophytes. They have long roots, thick barks, hard and waxy leaves, thorns and little leaves. So that is an explanation pertaining to leaf modifications or the adaptations in the desert areas. So answer is D. All the three options are correct. 1, 2, and 3. Question number 2. Which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? Which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? Okay. A community of organisms interacting with one another, that part of the earth which is inhabited by living organisms, a community of organisms together with the environment. Okay, that is highly appropriate explanation in which they live. So answer is 2. Okay, an ecosystem is a community of organisms together with the environment in which they live. An ecosystem thus includes all of the living things, that is plants, animals and organisms in a given area interacting with each other and also with their non-living environments like weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, and atmosphere. So that is a simple explanation of ecosystem. Question number 3. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of food chain? So we know that food chain sequence is according to the trophic levels. So we should know different trophic levels primarily. Then we have to arrange which trophic level is depend on the another one, and few of the examples of each topic should be known to us primarily in order to answer this question. Okay, so diatoms, crustaceans, herrings, crustaceans. Okay, so answer is A. Okay, the diatoms at the first level, then it comes crustaceans, then comes the herrings. Okay, considering the feeding relationship of the organisms in a food chain, it is found that the herrings feed on the crustaceans. Okay, so that is consumers or heterotrophs, and the crustaceans feed on the diatoms. Okay, that is primary producers or autotrophs. Thus, the correct sequence is diatoms, crustaceans, and herrings. So important question pertaining to, especially when you talk about the concept at basic level. Okay, consider the following. Consider the following. Okay, bats, bears, rodents. The phenomena of hibernation can be observed in which of the following kinds of animals? So bats, okay, we do see hibernation in bats. Okay, bears are obviously, and few rodents also. So answer is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. For example, well, first of all, we should know what is hibernation. Hibernation is a state of greatly reduced metabolic activity and lowered body temperature adopted by certain mammals as an adaptation to the adverse winter conditions. Grossly speaking, they just go and sleep and they decrease all their functions. Okay. Few animals that hibernate are bats, Gila monsters, wood frogs, snails, bears, snakes, bees, rodents, etc. So you should remember these examples also along with the question. Okay. So answer is all the three options, 1, 2, 3, C. Next, moving to the other question. Fifth question, okay. With reference to food chains in ecosystems, consider the following statements. Once again, the question on food chain. A food chain illustrates the order in which a chain of organisms feed upon each other. Okay, that is almost correct statement. Food chains are found within the population of species of a species. No, that is wrong. Different species exist. Third, a food chain illustrates the numbers of each organism which are eaten by. No, number of organisms are not shown. Basically, that could be shown in different pyramids, but not in the food chain. So only one is correct. So option A. Food chain is the sequence of transfer of matter and energy in the form of food from organism to organism. Food chains are not found within the populations of a species, rather among the populations of different species. It gives no information about the number of each organism which are eaten by the others. So it doesn't give any such information. Okay. Moving forward, sixth question. Which one of the following terms describes not only the physical space occupied by an organism, but also its functional role in the community of the organism? So basically, it's a definition being asked here, that is ecological niche, because niche is along with the habitat. What is the functional role in the community? That is the best explanation of niche. Okay, so let's see the other example definitions also. Ecotone. An ecotone is a transition area between two biomes. Okay, it is where two communities meet and integrate. So that is ecotone. Ecological niche is the term for the position or the physical space of a species within an ecosystem, describing both the range of conditions necessary for persistence of the species and its ecological and functional role in the ecosystem. So that is ecological niche. So our answer is D, basically ecological niche. Okay. Then habitat. Habitat is an ecological or environmental area that is inhabited by a particular species of animal, plant, or any other type of organism. Then comes home range. Okay, a home range is the area in which an animal lives and moves on a periodic basis. Okay, so you should know the other definitions also, but basically you can easily identify the answer here because of the physical space occupied, the term, and the functional role. The answer is the ecological niche. Question number 7. In the grasslands, trees do not replace the grasses as a part of an ecological succession because. So you should know about the ecological succession, different types of ecological succession, primary, secondary, climax, etc. And what is the basic explanation that is very important here. Okay. So in the grasslands, trees do not replace the grasses. The reason behind that, sir. Okay, the reason is, let's see, insects and fungi, that could not be the reason. Limited sunlight and paucity of nutrients in the grassland. There is obviously very good amount of sunlight, so not the B option. Water limits and fire. Okay, that is one of the expected answer, and D none of the above. So answer is C, water limits and the fire. Let's see, grassland. In the grasslands, trees do not replace the grasses as a part of an ecological succession because of water limits and fire. Grass ecosystems are an early stage of succession in regions where the mature ecosystems are forests. However, grass ecosystems are climax ecosystems. In grassland regions where there is not enough rainfall to support a forest, extreme continental climate leading to limited supply of water and human activities, mainly burning of vegetation, thus limit the succession of the grasses by trees. So that is explanation. But by seeing the options, if one doesn't know the concept, even by seeing the options, we can eliminate the options and come to the correct answer, that is C. Question number 8. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of ecosystems in the order of decreasing productivity? So productivity of ecosystem, that is the main question being asked here. So you should understand uh, ecosystem first of all, and different ecosystems have different productivity basing on their diversity of the species and climatic conditions, etc. So let's see the options. If you have to arrange in a decreasing order, it means the first option should have the highest productivity. So compared to oceans, lakes, grasslands, mangroves, so, grossly speaking, I know that mangroves have highest productivity because of the diverse species there, and diverse trophic levels also present. So mangrove should go first. So by that I can eliminate answer B and C here. I can eliminate answer A and D here. So answer should be between B and C. So mangroves, then comes oceans, grasslands, lakes, or grasslands, lakes, and oceans. No, the answer is basically grasslands, then lakes, and then oceans. Okay. So answer is C. Let's see. Productivity is the rate of organic matter or biomass production. The productivity of an ecosystem is of two types, primary and secondary. So mangroves have higher productivity, then comes the grassland, then lakes, and then oceans. Okay. So answer is C. Which of the following leaf modifications occurs in desert areas to inhibit water loss? So this is almost a previously answered question. So let's move to the next question. Question number 10. With reference to the food chains and ecosystems, which of the following kinds of organisms is or are known as the decomposer organism, for example? Okay. So basically, we should know what are decomposers. Okay. Virus, fungi, bacteria. Now, one could easily confused, like, viruses are also so microorganism, they only live on other organisms, so though they could be also decomposers, but the main important aspect to understand is they don't live in the dead organisms, viruses. They may live, but they live only for little amount of time, and they don't decompose it. So basically fungi and bacteria is the correct answer. So answer is B, uh, fungi and bacteria. Decomposers are organisms that break down dead plants or animals into water, carbon dioxide, minerals, and other simple chemicals that plants need for growth. These are namely bacteria and fungi. Viruses are not decomposers. A virus is a small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of other organisms. Viruses can infect all types of life forms from animals and plants to microorganisms, including bacteria and archaea. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Which of the following adds or add nitrogen to the soil? Option one, excretion of urea by animals. Yes, urea when excreted by animals obviously will go into soil. Okay. Burning of coal by man. No, burning doesn't add the nitrogen to the soil. That can be eliminated. Death of the vegetation does add. So answer should be 193 only. So C is the answer. Okay. Source of nitrogen in the soil. That is the specific part of the question that has to be observed. Nitrogen is waste products of living organisms such as urea and uric acid, and dead remains of organisms are converted back to inorganic ammonia by the bacteria. In this way, nitrogen is added to the soil. Burning of coal by man leads to release of carbon dioxide majorly. Although some coal burning power stations are responsible for emissions of millions of tons of sulfur and nitrous oxide, but this adds nitrogen into the atmosphere, not the soil. Okay. So let's move. Question number 12. With reference to the wetlands of India, consider the following statements. The country's total geographical area under the category of wetlands is recorded more in Gujarat as compared to the other state. So one should understand first of all what is wetlands and where more number of wetlands are found. Okay. Um, as per the total geographical area category wetlands, yes, Gujarat does have compared to other states. That is true. Okay. In India, total geographical area of coastal wetlands is larger than that of the inland wetlands. No, that is not the true statement. It is the otherwise answer. Okay. So answer is A, one only. The country's total geographical area under the category of wetland is recorded more in the Gujarat as compared to other states. That is true statement. In India, total geographical area of inland wetland is larger than that of the coastal wetlands. So this is basically a fact-based question on wetlands. Wetlands is very important question basically. Consider the following: photosynthesis, respiration, decay of organic matter, volcanic action. Okay, so four options are given here. Which of the above add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on Earth? So that is basically the question. Okay, so what does The which among these following will add the carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle of the earth? Okay, let's see. Photosynthesis, respiration. Okay, very easy question basically, but sometimes it could confuse to few people. Okay, so no, photosynthesis doesn't add. Okay, so respiration and the volcanic action does add. So if you eliminate the first option, the answer is C, 2, 3, and 4 only. Sources of carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis is a process by virtue of which the green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize the nutrients from carbon dioxide and water. So basically, photosynthesis takes the carbon dioxide, doesn't give out. Okay. Photosynthesis in plants generally involves the green pigment of chlorophyll and generates oxygen as a byproduct. Respiration is a process by virtue of which living organisms involving the production of energy, typically with the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide. In decomposition process also carbon dioxide is released. And in the volcanic activity also carbon dioxide is released. So answer is 2, 3 and 4 C. Okay. Question number 14. In the context of ecosystem productivity, marine upwelling zones are important as they increase the marine productivity by bringing. So once again, the question on ecosystem productivity has been asked. Okay, marine upwelling zones are important as they increase the marine productivity by bringing the nutrients to the surface. So that is right. Decomposer or microorganisms, no. Bottom dwelling organisms, no. The answer is B, 2 only. Okay. Marine upwelling zones, that is the key term here. These are regions experiencing ocean or a oceanographic phenomena of upwelling that involves wind-driven motion of dense, cooler, and usually nutrient-rich water towards the ocean surface, replacing the warmer, usually nutrient-depleted surface water. They are important as they increase the marine productivity. The marine productivity is not impacted by the presence or absence of the decomposer organisms and the bottom-dwelling organisms on the surface. So answer is B, 2 only. The 2004 tsunami made people realize that mangroves can serve as a reliable safety hedge against the coastal calamities. How do mangroves function as a safety hedge? So this is also basically a simple question, but about the concept of mangroves. Okay, so you should choose the important fact feature about the mangroves that is relatable to the question being asked. How does it help in the safety of the coastal calamities? So let's see one by one. The mangrove swamps separate the human settlements. No, mangroves provide both food and medicine. That is not the question being asked here. The mangrove trees are tall with dense canopies and serve as hot excellent. No, that is also not the question asked here. So the mangrove trees do not get uprooted by storms and tides because of their extensive roots, and that helps in the safety hedge process. Okay. So for the question 15, the answer is D. Moving forward, a pesticide which is chlorinated hydrocarbon is sprayed on a food crop. The food chain is food crop, rat, snake, hog. In this food chain, the highest concentration of the pesticide, chlorinated hydrocarbon, would accumulate in which one of the following? So that is the question basically. Okay. From rat, snake to the hog. For example, if the chlorinated hydrocarbon is sprayed on the food, so amount of food taken by the rat, then by the snake and by the hog, that is either same or they would accumulate. That is the question basically. So because it is chlorinated hydrocarbon, that is it will accumulate at a higher concentration, and this is basically about biomagnification. Okay, so answer is D, that is hog. For explanation, for example, you should know about biomagnification. Biomagnification refers to the tendency of pollutants to concentrate as they move from one trophic level to another. Thus, in biomagnification, there is an increase in the concentration of a pollutant from one link in a food chain to the another. Since the hog occupies the highest position in the food chain, the highest concentration of the pesticide accumulates within the hog. Okay, moving forward. From biodiversity, let's see the questions. Which one of the following national parks lies completely in the temperate alpine zone? So, national parks are very important question. and one should know different national parks in different states. But here the question is being asked basing on the condition, climatic conditions, temperate alpine zone. These temperate alpine zones are basically present in the, let's select from the options. Okay. If you see one by one the options, see Manas National Park. Okay. About grasslands of Terai and Bhabar type cover half of the Manas Park. The riparian areas have colonizing grasslands and woodlands of several species. The thick woodlands are called, so basically this is not the answer. Okay. Namdafa. Mm, Namdapha National Park is the largest protected area in the eastern Himalaya biodiversity hotspot is located in the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, this could be the answer, but third, it is located in the eastern Himalayas. The park harbored the northernmost, and the area is also known for extensive gyptocarp forest, but not in the alpine region. But Neora Valley National Park also subalpine, okay, temperate or even subalpine, but not the alpine. Valley of the Flowered National Park is a vibrant and splendid national park reposing in West Himalayas. West Nestle in Uttarakhand, this alluring place is famous for its charming meadows of alpine flowers. So, answer is Valley of Flowered National Park. So, one should know about the details of all the national park. As of now, the answer is the Valley of Flowers National Park. Okay. Moving forward, consider the following statements. Asiatic lion is naturally found in India only. Double-humped camel is naturally found in India only. One-horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. So let's see one by one. Asiatic lion is naturally found. It is true that Asiatic lion is naturally found in India. But once the term only is added, one may get confused. But for this question option, this is right. Double humped camel is naturally found in India only. No, that is not true. Okay. One horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. No, that is also not true. So answer is one only. The great one horned rhinoceros is commonly found in Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, and in Assam, in India. It is confined to the tall grasslands and forests in the foothills of the Himalayas. Double humped camel, also known as Bactrian camel, is a native to the steppes of Central Asia, though it is also found in Numbra Valley in India. However, Asiatic lion is naturally found in India only. So that is the explanation. So answer is A. Which of the following are in the Agastya Mala Biosphere Reserve? Okay. Niyar, Pepara, and Shedurni Wildlife Sanctuaries in Kalakad, Mudumalai, Satyamangalam, Wayanad, Silent Valley, Kaundinya, Gundla Brahmeshwaram, Mukurti, Kaval, Sri Venkateshwara Wildlife. Mm, In order to know the exact answer, one should know that Agastya Malai Biosphere Reserve is present in the southernmost tip. Okay. Uh, one may not remember all the names. It is natural. I also don't remember all the names. So I can eliminate. For example, if it is in the southernmost tip, then Nayar, Pepara, this seems to be the correct answer. But one should eliminate also. Okay. So Mudumalai, Satyamangala, mostly in the Tamil Nadu region, but not the southernmost tip. Mm, Kaundinya, Gundla, no, these are also not found. Papikunda basically in AP region. So this is also eliminated. Kaval and these are also in AP region only. So basically the answer should be A, that is Nayar, Pepara, etc. Okay. The Agastya Mala Biosphere Reserve is situated at the southernmost end of the Western Ghats and spread over two southern states, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It covers Pepara and Shendurni wildlife sanctuaries and parts of Nayar Sanctuary in Kerala and the Kalakad Mudandurai Tiger Reserve of Tamil Nadu. Thus, option is A. That is the correct answer. Okay. Consider the following statements. Some species of turtles are herbivores. Some species of fish are herbivores. Some species of marine mammals are herbivores, and some species of snakes are viviparous. So correct the state answer. So this is actually almost a very confusing question, but the hint is some here, okay? Because it is possible that some of the organisms of all the categories could be any one of that, okay? So none is or like all or none phenomena doesn't exist in nature. So option should be D 1, 2, 3, and 4. Consider the following pairs, okay? Mm, Bluefin mahseer in the Kaveri River, Irrawaddy dolphin, Chambal. Um, Sometimes the elimination does works a lot here, okay? But the answer should be Irrawaddy dolphin is found in the coastal areas in the South and Southeast Asia and Irrawaddy River. It is also found in India's Ganges and Southeast Asia's Mekong River. They are also found in Chilika Lake in Odisha. They are not found in Chambal. Bluefin mahseer is found in Kaveri River, yes. Rusty spotted cat is found in Eastern Ghats, yes. So answer is C 1 and 3 only. Let's continue with the sixth question. Most of the world's coral reefs are in tropical waters. Okay. More than one third of the world's coral reefs are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. Coral reefs host far more number of animal phyla than those hosted by the tropical rainforests. So these are the options we have to select the correct options. Okay. Let's see. Mm, Okay. Most of the yes, it is true that most of the world's coral reefs are in the tropical waters. Okay. More than one third of the world's coral reefs are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. No, that is a wrong statement, basically. And coral reefs host far more number of, that is also true. 1 and 3 only. Answer is D. Coral reefs are found in circumtropical, shallow tropical waters along the shores of islands and continents. The reef substrate is mainly composed of calcium carbonate from living and dead corals. Many other invertebrates, vertebrates, and plants live in close association to the corals, with tight resource coupling and recycling, allowing coral reefs to have extremely high productivity and biodiversity, such that they are referred to as the tropical rainforest of the oceans. Coral reefs are believed by many to have the highest biodiversity of any ecosystem on the planet, even more than a tropical rainforest. Globally, three major regions of coral reef development are generally recognized, each with a somewhat distinctive biota. These are the Indo-Pacific includes most of the Indian Ocean, excluding the Red Sea, and the Western Pacific. As per the United Nations Environment Program, coral reefs in Indonesia 18%, Australia 17%, and Philippines 9%. So collectively, that will be more than 33%. Thus, Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines cover one third area. Okay, but more than one third area, therefore the statement is wrong. The wider Caribbean includes Florida, the Bahamas, the Caribbean Sea proper, and the coastal waters of the northeastern South America and the Red Sea. Basically, these are the regions. So, but not more than one third. Okay. So, option is 1 and 3 only. Moving forward, why is the plant called Prosopis juliflora often mentioned in the news? Okay. So, basically, that is the question. Why is that being mentioned? Okay. One should know that Prosopis juliflora is um, an exotic tree. Basically, it is like a weed, okay. Is one of the top invaders in India, a native of South and Central America. It was introduced in India to meet the fuel wood requirement of the rural poor and to restore the degraded lands. It tends to reduce the biodiversity in the area if it grows. So basically, the answer is 2. That is B, okay. Moving forward, question number 8. In which one of the following state Pakhui Wildlife Sanctuary is located? That's a direct question. One should know the different type of sanctuaries and areas present. The answer is Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Pakui Wildlife Sanctuary lies in the foothills of Eastern Himalayas in the East Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. Question number 9. Recently, there was a proposal to translocate some of the lions from their natural habitat in Gujarat to which one of the following sites? Okay. Answer is basically it's based on news, current affairs. So, Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay. Environment Ministry's expert committee has approved Kuno Palpur in Madhya Pradesh as the second home for Asiatic lions found only in the Gir National Park. So Asiatic lions basically found in Gir only, but now they are being transferred to Kuno Palpur. Okay. Question number 10. Due to some reasons, if there is a huge fall in the population of species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequence or consequences? Okay. What could be the consequences? Let's see. Pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. Okay. Seems to be correct statement. There could be drastic increase in the fungal infections of some cultivator. Drastic increase, no, wrong statement. It could lead to a fall in the population of some species of wasps, spiders, and birds. Yes, correct. 1 and 3 only. Answer is C. Impact of huge fall in the population of species of butterflies. Butterflies are one of the very effective pollinators, thus pollination will be affected adversely. That is true. Moving forward, question number 11. With reference to red sanders sometimes seen in the news, consider the following statement. Okay. It is a tree species found in a part of South India. It's true. It is definitely found in South India. It is one of the most important trees in the tropical rainforest areas of the South India. No, it can't be one of the most important. Okay. So answer is one only A. It is a tree species found in part of South India. Red sandals has a highly restrictive distribution in the southeastern portion of the Indian peninsula to which it is endemic. The red sanders tree grows in tropical dry deciduous region and falls in the ecoterrestrial regions of the Deccan thorn scrub forest as well as the central Deccan plateau dry deciduous forest. Question number 12. What is or are the unique about Kharai camel, a breed found in India? Okay, what is unique about Kharai camel? It is capable of swimming up to 3 kilometers in sea water. Okay, it is highly likely, it is true. It survives by grazing on the mangroves. Expected, it is true. It lives in the wild and cannot be domesticated. Uh, Camel being not domesticated, such a extreme question. So I don't think three is the option. So one and two only. Answer is A. Kharai camel. Gujarat is the only home to Kharai camel who have adopted to the extreme climate of run and shallow seas and high salinity. Okay. The breed is identified as endangered. The life of the Maldhari community is dependent highly on the livelihood of the Kharai camel. One of its main characteristics is it can swim through deep water. During low tide. Adult camels walk through the sea water while the young ones swim through. During high tide, both adult and young camels swim in deep sea waters. Ponds, wells, and village cattle troughs are the main source of water for the camels. The breed feeds on mangroves and other saline plants and is also the main source of livelihood of Jat and Rabari communities in several of the villages. Nearly 72 cattle breeders or Maldharis from 10 villages rear this camel breed by refusing to interfere in the typical feeding habit of the breed. Basically, they are feeding, they are breeding now, so therefore it cannot be domesticated. So answer is 1 and 2 only. Answer is A. Question number 13. Recently, our scientists have discovered a new and distinctive species of banana plant which attains a height of about 11 meters and has orange colored fruit pulp. In which part of India has it been discovered? Okay. Andaman Islands, Anomalai forests, okay. Maikala Hills or tropical rainforest of the Northeast. The answer is, it is basically a current affairs based question. Answer is Andaman Islands. Okay. Musa inandamanensis, species of banana. Okay. Question number 14. In which of the following regions of India are you most likely to come across the great Indian hornbill in its natural habitat? Okay. So, which are the places where the great Indian hornbill is present in the natural habitat? It's Western Ghats. The great hornbill has a wide distribution and can be found in China, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia. The large majority of the population is found in India, with a significant proportion of them being found in the Western Ghats and the Nilgiris. The nesting grounds of the birds in the Nilgiris northeastern range are also believed to support some of the highest density. It is vulnerable basically. Okay, so answer is D, Western Ghats. Which of the following national parks is unique in being a swamp with floating vegetation that supports a rich biodiversity? Okay, so national parks are always important. Rich biodiversity, floating vegetation, swamp. Okay, so answer is Kibul Lamjao National Park. The Kibul Lamjao National Park is a national park in the Bishnupur district of the state of Manipur. Kibul Lamjao National Park is the world's only floating national park. That is also a very important statement. The park is a swamp with a floating mass of vegetation called Fundis at the southeastern side of the Loktak Lake, which has been declared a Ramsar site. It was initially declared as a sanctuary in 1966, but subsequently declared as a national park in 1977. So answer is Kibul Lamjao National Park in Manipur. With reference to dugong, a mammal found in India, which of the following statements are correct? It is a herbivorous marine animal. Okay, correct statement. It is found along the entire coast of India. No, that is a wrong statement. And entire being the extreme word. It is given legal protection under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1974. Yes, 3 is also right. So answer is C. Dugong. The dugong scientific name is dugong. Dugong is a herbivorous marine mammal, often called the sea cow for its habit of grazing on seagrass meadows. The habitats of dugong in India include major reef regions of the Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and Gulf of Kutch, not the entire coast. It has been protected under the Schedule 1, rare and endangered species, which are totally protected of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Which one of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? Such a easy question basically. It is Gangetic dolphin. National aquatic animal of India, the Gangetic dolphin has been included in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1971. In 1982, the dolphin population in the Ganga was estimated to be between 5,000 and 6,000. But by 2010, it had dwindled to less than 2,000. In 2009, the government notified the Gangetic dolphin as the national aquatic animal to channel attention and resources towards conserving the species. The dolphins are an indicator species for the river ecosystem and are considered the mascot of a healthy aquatic environment. So that are the facts about Gangetic dolphin. Okay. Which one of the following regions of India has a combination of mangrove forest, evergreen forest, and deciduous forest? All the three combinations are found in which among the regions? Okay. So question is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. That is the answer. Typical forest coverage of Andaman and Nicobar is made up of 12 types. Okay, so these three could be possible ones. So answer is Andaman. One should know that Saurashtra is basically the Gujarat and Maharashtra area. So there you can't find all the three. Coastal Andhra Pradesh, because it is coastal, you can't find all the three. But West Bengal, you can find mangrove, but not all the three. Therefore, remains the Andaman. Okay. 19th. Which one of the following national parks has a climate that varies from tropical to subtropical, temperate, and arctic? All the three types are found in which one of the following type? Answer is the Namdapha National Park. The climate of the Kanchenjunga and Nanda Devi National Park varies from temperate to Arctic, but not the subtropical tropic. That of the Neora National Park is subtropical. Only Namdapha National Park has a climate that varies from tropical to subtropical, temperate and Arctic. It is tropical and subtropical in the southern region, while it is Arctic in the northern part of the park. That is Namdapha National Park. Other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline? Okay, one question. If anyone of you know the answer, type in the comment. Where is this located? Namdapha National Park. Okay. Other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline in the population of Ganges River dolphins? Okay, let's see. Construction of dams and barrages on rivers. Yes, this is one of the possible reasons. Increase in the population of crocodiles in the rivers. No, that is not the reason. Getting trapped in fishing nets. Yes. Use of synthetic fertilizers and other agricultural chemicals in crop fields in the vicinity of the rivers. Yes. So answer is C 1, 3, and 4. 2 is the incorrect statement. Okay. Decline in the population of rivers. One of the main threats to the species is the loss of habitat due to enlarged part of the creation of dams and irrigation products. Okay. Increase in the population of crocodiles in rivers has no impact on the decline of population of the Ganges River. A mammal is listed in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act and categorized as enjoined by the World Conservation Union and enjoys a high level of legal protection nationally and internationally. Question number 21. If you walk through countryside, you are likely to see some birds stalking alongside the cattle to seize the insects, disturbed by their movement through grasses. Which of the following is or are such birds? Okay. Basically, the question here asked is about the birds. One should know that different names of the birds also. Okay. For example, painted stork. Okay. Painted stork is a fish-eating bird. They forage in flocks in shallow waters, along rivers or lakes. They immerse their half-open beaks in water and sweep them from side to side and snap up their prey of small fish that are sensed by touch. As they wade along, they also stir the water with their feet to flush the hiding fish. They nest colonially in trees, often along with the other water birds. So, uh, one is not the answer. Okay. The common myna is closely associated with human habitation and thus easily found in countrysides. Okay. It is common myna because this is common. Okay. Thus easily found in the countrysides. Second is the right answer. Black necked cranes. Cranes are also easily found in the countryside. So two are the correct statement. That is two and the answer is C. One should know about the black-necked crane. It is the world's only alpine crane species. That is black-necked crane is unique among the cranes in that it resides almost exclusively at high altitudes on the Tibetan Plateau and in the Himalayas, where for centuries it has been protected by local religious beliefs that discouraging killing. The black-necked crane is tolerant of humans and their livestock, wintering in farming communities where it has grown dependent on grain stubble fields for its very survival. Question number 22. The most important strategy for the conservation of biodiversity, together with the traditional human life, is establishment of. So the question is along with the establishment of human life. So basically, answer is biosphere reserves. Okay. Lichens, which are capable of initiating ecological succession even on a bare rock, are actually a symbiotic association of bacteria and fungi. Easy question. The dominant partner is fungus. Okay. Question number 24. With reference to eco-sensitive zones, which of the following statement is or are correct? Eco-sensitive zones. Okay. Eco-sensitive zones are the areas that are declared under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The purpose of the declaration of eco-sensitive zones is to prohibit all kinds of human activities in those zones except agriculture. Answer is D. Neither one nor two. Eco-sensitive zone, Section 3 of the Environment Protection Act, not the Wildlife Protection Act. Okay. And the purpose is basically to create some kind of shock absorber for the protected area. It would also act as a transition zone. Okay. Only agriculture that is such a extreme statement. Except agriculture that is such a extreme statement. Okay. Which of the following have coral reefs? Which of the following have the coral reefs? Okay. Let's see. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, yes. Gulf of Kutch, yes. Gulf of Mannar, yes. But not Sundarbans. Okay. Answer is A. Coral reefs, the major reef formations in India are restricted to the Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, Gulf of Kutch, Andaman and Nicobar Island, and the Lakshadweep Islands. The Lakshadweep reefs are atolls. The others are all fringing reefs. Patchy coral is present in the intertidal areas of the central west coast of the country. Availability of coral reefs in Sundarbans has not been reported in India. So answer is 1, 2, and 3 only. Consider the following animals. Sea cow is dugong. Sea horse is sea lion. Which of the above are mammals? Oh, question is about being mammals. Okay. Sea cow is a mammal. Okay. Sea lion is a mammal. Sea horse is not a mammal. Okay. Because sea horse are actually fishes. Moving forward. In which of the following states is lion-tailed macaque found in its natural habitat? Tamil Nadu. Okay. Yes. Kerala. Yes. Karnataka. Yes. But not Andhra Pradesh. So 1, 2, and 3 only. The lion-tailed macaque or the wanderoo is an old world monkey endemic to the western parts of South India from Kalakkadu Hills north to Anshi Ghat in the states of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Although some sightings of the macaque have been made in the Andhra Pradesh, naturally they are not found in Andhra Pradesh. So answer is 1, 2, and 3A. Consider the following: star tortoise, monitor lizard, pygmy hawk, spider monkey. Which of the above are found in India? Star tortoise, monitor lizard, pygmy hawk, all three are seen actually. Spider monkey is not in India. 1, 2, and 3 only. Okay. Indian star tortoise, also called as Geochilon elegans, is a certain species of tortoise found in dry areas and scrub forests in India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Monitor lizards are large lizards in the genus Varanus. They are native in Africa, Asia, and Oceania, but are now found in also in the Americas as an invasive species. A total of 79 species are currently recognized. The pygmy hog Porcula salvania is critically endangered, sued, previously spread across Bhutan, India, and Nepal, but now found only in India. Spider monkeys are New World monkeys belonging to the genus Achilles, part of the subfamily Atellindae family Attilidae. Like other Attilians, they are found in the tropical forests of Central and South America from South Mexico to Brazil. Okay, they are not found in India. Consider the following fauna of India: gharial, leatherback turtle, and swamp deer. Which of the above are endangered? Okay, question is about the which among the following are endangered. So answer is all the three are endangered. The endangered species are the species which faces a high risk of extinction in the near future. The IUCN status for all the species mentioned of endangered are gharial critically endangered, leatherback turtle vulnerable, swamp deer is also vulnerable. So answer is C 1, 2, and 3. Government of India encourages the cultivation of sea buckthorn. What is the importance of this plant? Okay, so basically it has asked about the importance of this buckthorn. Okay, see, buckthorn is a medicinal plant found in the Himalayan region. The fruit grows in the cold deserts of Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir, Lahul Spiti in Himachal Pradesh, and some parts of Arunachal Pradesh. They have health promoting properties and can play a crucial role in preventing soil erosion and help the nitrogen fixation in cold and desert areas. Let's see one by one options. Okay, it helps in controlling soil erosion and preventing desertification. Yes. It is a rich source of biodiesel. No. It has a nutritional value. Yes. It's timber. No, it's basically a shrub. So no timber. Answer is 1 and 3 only. So answer is 1 and 3 only. C. Question number 31. Other than resistance to pests, what are the prospects for which genetically engineered plants have been created? Another reasons for the creation of genetically engineered plants is basically the question. Okay. So, to enable them to withstand drought, yes. To increase the nutritive value of the produce, yes. To enable them to grow and do photosynthesis in spaceships and space stations, that is somewhat extreme question. So, not answer is not three is not the option. To increase their shelf life, yes, four. So, answer is C, one, two, and four only. Consider the following protected areas: Bandipur, Pithakarnika, Manas, and Sundarbans. Which of the above are declared tiger reserves? Okay. Question number 32. Which of the above are tiger reserves? Bandipur Tiger Reserve, yes. Pithakarnika, no. Manas, yes. And Sundarbans, yes. Pithakarnika, yes. No, Pithakarnika, there is no tiger reserve. Okay. 33. In which one of the following categories of protected areas in India are local people not allowed to collect the use of biomass? Okay. Local area people can't collect. So answer is national parks. Okay. Which one of the following groups of animals belongs to the category of endangered species? Okay, Kashmir, Great Indian Bustard, Muscadine, Red Panda, Asiatic Wild Ass, Cheetah, Blue Bull, Great Indian Bustard, Snow Leopard, Swamp Deer. Answer is A. Okay. Endangered. Critically endangered. Which of the following can be threats to the biodiversity of a geographical area? Global warming, fragmentation of a habitat, invasion of alien species, promotion of the vegetarianism. Okay, 35. 1, 2, and 3. Vegetarianism have no association with biodiversity basically. Answer is A. Black-necked crane, cheetah, flying squirrel. Which of the above are naturally found in India? Okay. Cheetah has become extinct, so that could be a question. Naturally found are cheetah and snow leopard, but black-necked crane is not naturally found, and flying squirrel is also naturally found. So answer is C, 2 and 4 only. No, but I think black-necked crane is also found, and a flying squirrel is also found, and snow leopard is also found. Basically, only cheetah is not found. Answer should be B. 36 is B. Okay, I'm sorry. What would happen if phytoplankton of an ocean is completely destroyed for some reason? Phytoplankton. Question is about phytoplankton. Okay. The ocean as a carbon sink would be adversely affected. Okay. The food chains in the ocean would be adversely affected. Okay. The density of the ocean water would drastically decrease. No, only one and two. Answer is A. What is the difference between the antelopes, oryx, and chiru? The difference. The difference is oryx is adapted to live in hot and arid areas like Africa and Arabia, whereas chiru is adapted to live in steppe and semi-desert areas of the cold high mountains of Tibetan Plateau. Oryx answer is A basically. Okay. Consider the following kinds of organism: bat, bee, and bird. Okay. Bat, bee, and bird are pollinating. Bat, bee, and bird are the options. And question is about all the three can help in pollination. No. D. Biodiversity forms the basis for human existence in the following ways. Okay. Soil formation, prevention of soil erosion, recycling of waste, the pollination of the crops. So basically, it is asking about the biodiversity. Answer is D, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So the answer for the question number 40 on the topic of biodiversity is D, all of the above, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. A sandy saline area in the natural habitat of an Indian animal species. The animal has no predators in that area, but its existence is threatened due to the destruction of its habitat. Which one of the following could that be the animal? So the answer is Indian wild ass. Okay. The Indian wild ass, also called as Ghorkhar or Gudipur, is found predominantly in the little Rann of Kutch and its surrounding areas in the Gujarat. It is also found in southern Pakistan, Afghanistan, and southeastern Iran. Saline deserts run, arid grasslands, and shrublands are its preferred environment. A sandy and saline area is the natural habitat of the Indian wild ass. The IUCN Red List has moved the Indian wild ass from the vulnerable to endangered category. Okay. Next, moving forward, three of the following criteria have contributed to the recognition of Western Ghats, Sri Lanka, and Indo-Burma regions as hotspots of biodiversity. Basically, the question is about the definition of the hotspots of the biodiversity. Okay, so species richness, vegetation density, endemism, ethnobotanical importance, threat perception, adaptation of flora and fauna to warm and humid conditions. These are the options given here. So let's see one by one. Species richness, yes, it should be the criteria. Vegetation density is never the criteria. Endemism is the criteria, yes. Ethnobotanism and threat perception is not the option. But adaptation of the flora and fauna is the answer. So answer is 42, C, 1, 3, and 5. Biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitudes as compared to the higher latitudes. So this is the statement 1. Okay. And along the mountain gradients, biodiversity is normally greater in the lower altitudes as compared to the higher altitudes. So correct statements are both, that is C, both 1 and 2. Biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitudes as compared to the higher latitudes. And along the mountain gradients, biodiversity is normally greater in the lower altitudes as compared to the higher altitudes, owing to the higher temperature and humid conditions which are conducive for species survival. Okay, moving forward. Some species of plants are insectivorous. Why? That is the question. Basically, on the insectivorous plant. Okay, you have to select the right option here. They are adapted to grow in nitrogen deficient soils and thus depend on insects for sufficient nitrogenous nutrition. So answer is B. Moving forward, consider the following statements. The taxus tree is naturally found in the Himalayas. The taxus tree is listed in the red data book. A drug called Taxol is obtained from the taxus tree, is effective against the Parkinson's disease. We have to select the correct option. Okay, let's see one by one. The taxus tree is naturally found in Himalayas. It is true. Okay, the taxus tree is listed in the red data book. It is also true. But a drug called as Taxol is present. No. Um, Taxol molecule, however, is very complex and therefore almost impossible to reproduce in the laboratory. One would have to rely on extractions of the Taxol compound from the Taxus tree. Taxol is used to treat breast cancer, lung cancer, and ovarian cancer. It is also used to treat AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma, but not the Parkinson's disease. Okay, so that is a wrong statement. Answer is B, 1 and 2 only. King cobra is the only snake that makes its own nest. Why does it make its nest? That is a basic question here. Okay, it is because it is a viviparous snake and needs to a nest to give birth to its offspring. So basic instinct of the animal to develop nest is being asked here. Okay, question answer is B. Consider the following statements. Biodiversity hotspots are located only in tropical regions. Only such an extreme statement. Therefore, the answer is wrong. India has four biodiversity hotspots: Eastern Himalayas, Western Ghats, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, answer is D, neither one nor two. Biodiversity hotspots are located both in tropical and temperate regions. India has four biodiversity hotspots: Eastern Himalayas, Indo Burma, Western Ghats, and Sundarlands. Consider the following statements. The boundaries of a national park are defined by legislation. Yes, it is true. A biosphere reserve is declared to conserve a few specific species of flora and fauna. No, it is not true. In a wildlife sanctuary, limited biotic interference is permitted. It is true. Answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Okay. Bitakarnika, Odisha, Desert National Park, Eraviculam, Kerala. Okay. We have to select the correctly matched one. Okay. So, correctly matched one, here it is. Among the different options, it is Desert National Park, Great Indian Bustard is only correctly matched. The answer is C, 2 only. So the real should be Bitakarnika, Odisha is wrong here. Eraviculam is also wrong here. Okay. No, answer is 1 and 2 only. Bitakarnika, saltwater crocodile, true. Desert National Park, Great Indian Bustard, that is also true. So answer is B, 1 and 2 only. Eraviculam, Kerala, it doesn't have Kula gibbon, but Nilgiri tar. Okay. Consider the following statements. Questions from Resource Degradation and Management. Consider the following states: Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Odisha. With reference to the states mentioned above, in terms of percentage of forest cover to the total area of state, which one of the following is the correct ascending order? So, correct ascending order has been asked. Maharashtra has more percentage of forest cover, then it is Madhya Pradesh, then followed by Odisha, then Chhattisgarh. So answer is C, 3241. In the context of which one of the following are the terms pyrolysis and plasma gasification is mentioned? So these two are basically waste to energy technologies. As per solid waste management rules to 2016 in India, which one of the following statements is correct? So solid waste management rules, you have to select the correct option. Um, Once you go through it, you have to understand which is the correct statement. The rules provide for exact and elaborate criteria for the identification of sites for landfills and waste processing facilities. That is true. It is mandatory on the part of waste generator. That is wrong statement. Rules are applicable to notified urban local bodies, notified towns, and all industrial townships only. The rules are applicable to the question about mandatory or not could be differing. Waste generator has to segregate waste into 5 categories. No, basically it is only few categories, not the 5 categories. Okay, 3 categories. Okay. Question number 4. With reference to answer is C here. Okay. With reference to agricultural soils, consider the following statement. A high content of the organic matter in soil drastically reduces its water holding capacity. A high content of the organic matter in soil. Soil does not play a role in the sulfate cycle. Irrigation over a period of time can contribute to the salinization of some agricultural lands. Okay, let's see which are the correct statements. The question is about correct statements. Okay, so a high content of the organic matter soil drastically reduces. No, it could increase the holding capacity. So answer first option is wrong. Okay, soil does not play any role. No, extreme statement. It could play a role. No. Third one is irrigation over a period of time can contribute to, okay, can and some. That's how the answer could be three. That is B, three only. Question number 5. Conservation agriculture. With reference to the circumstances in India, agriculture, the concept of conservation agriculture assumes significance. Which of the following fall under the conservation agriculture? Okay, avoiding the monoculture practices, adopting minimum tillage, avoiding the cultivation of plantation crops, using crop residues to cover soil surveys, adopting spatial and temporal crop sequencing crop rotations. So we have to select the correct options among the 5 options about the conservation agriculture given here. Okay, avoiding the monoculture practices. In order to conserve, it should not be avoiding, but it should be adapting the monoculture. So one is wrong here. Okay, then comes adopting the minimum tillage. Yes, it is true. Avoiding the cultivation of plantation crops. So no, it is not about the different types of crops. It's about the procedure or the methodology. So answer 3 is also wrong. So answer is C, 2, 4 and 5 only. Which of the following practices can help in water conservation in agriculture? Basically, the question is about water conservation. Okay. So reduce or zero tillage of the land. Yes, it does conserve the water. Applying gypsum before irrigating the field. Yes. Allowing crop residue to remain in the field. All the three, 1, 2 and 3. Answer is D. The term domestic content requirement is sometimes seen in the news with reference to. So the term domestic content requirement, it has self-explanation. Basically, it is all about developing the solar power production in our country. Okay. Next is, it is possible to produce algae-based biofuels, but what is or are the likely limitations of developing countries in promoting this industry? Okay. Basically, it is asking about the limitations of the algae-based biofuels here. Okay. So, what are the limitations? Production of algae-based biofuels is possible in seas only and not on continents. Such a wrong statement, basically. One is wrong. Setting up and engineering the algae-based biofuel production requires high level of expertise. Okay, that could be a limitation. 2 statement is correct. Economically viable production necessitates the setting up of large-scale facilities which may raise ecological and social concerns. 3 is also correct. So answer is B, 2 and 3 only. Which of the following is or are the advantage of the practicing drip irrigation? Basically, the questions about the advantages of drip irrigation. Okay. Drip irrigation reduction in weed. Yes, drip irrigation does reduce reduction in the soil salinity. No, it is a wrong statement. Reduction in soil erosion. Yes. So answer is 1 and 3 only. Question number 10. Net metering is sometimes seen in the news in the context of promoting. Okay. The context is of net metering is production and use of solar energy by the households and consumers. So answer is A. Why does the government of India promote the use of neem coated urea in agriculture? So urea, but neem coated. Why is India promoting the neem coated urea? Okay. Neem coating slows down the rate of dissolution of urea in the soil. Release of neem oil in the soil increases nitrogen. No, it's not that one. Dissolution of the urea in the soil is the correct statement. Okay, answer is B. What can be the impact of excessive or inappropriate use of nitrogenous fertilizers in agriculture? Excessive fertilizers, nitrogenous. Proliferation of nitrogen fixing microorganisms in soil can occur. Okay. Increase in the acidity of soil can take place. Leaching of the nitrate to the groundwater can occur. So, excessive use of nitrogenous waste has been asked. Let's see. Proliferation of nitrogen fixing microorganisms in soil can occur. If the fertilizers are used, then there is no function of microorganisms basically. Basically, the fertilizers are itself nitrogen. So one option is wrong. Excess nitrogen leads to proliferation of nitrogen fixing bacteria on entering the water bodies, not in soil, thus causing eutrophication, but not in the soil. See? In India, the problem of soil erosion is associated with which of the following? Okay. Basically, the question about the soil erosion, terrace cultivation, deforestation, and tropical climate are the options given. Okay. So, yes, terrace cultivation is an option, deforestation, but tropical climate. Mm, Here, soil erosion is about the soil being depleted. So, answer is deforestation only. There is no link between tropical climate and terrace cultivation. Basically, terrace cultivation helps in the conservation, and tropical climate, soil erosion due to intense rainfall in the tropics is a prominent factor. However, in the current scheme of questions, since there is no option for 2 and 3, only 2 be the correct. The appropriate answer should be 2 and only. 2 only. The, with reference to two non-conventional energy sources called coal bed methane and shale gas, consider the following statement. Coal bed methane is the pure methane gas extracted from the coal streams, while shale gas is a mixture of propane and butane only that can be extracted from fine grained sedimentary rocks. In India, abundant coal bed method methane sources exist, but so far no shale gas. Such an extreme statement you can find. No, there are a lot of shale gas sources in India also. So answer is neither one nor two. Question number 14. With reference to neem tree, consider the following statements. Neem oil can be used as a pesticide to control the proliferation of some species of insects and mites. Neem seeds are used in the manufacture of biofuels and hospital detergents. Neem oil has applications in pharmaceutical industry. So the question is about neem. Okay. So almost all the application can be possible with neem tree. So answer is D 1, 2, and 3. Consider the following statements. Maize can be used for production of starch. Oil extracted from the maize can be a feedstock for biodiesel. Alcoholic beverages can be produced by using the maize. Basically, the question is about the different applications of maize in different technological aspects. Okay. So question number 16. It seems like almost all can be used. So answer should be all the above. D 1, 2, and 3. In India, cluster bean, guar, is traditionally used as a vegetable or animal feed. But recently, the cultivation of this has assumed significance. Which one of the following statements is correct in this context? Okay. It's question about cluster bean guar. The gum made from its seeds is used in the extraction of seal gas. So it is basically current affairs question. Answer is B. Consider the following organisms: Agaricus, Nostoc, and Spirogyra. Which of the above is or are used as biofertilizers? Okay, so biofertilizers is the question here. Answer is Nostoc only. Okay, biofertilizers has been found no reference of Agaricus as a biofertilizers. Okay, Question number 19. Consider the following agricultural practices: contour bunding, relay cropping, zero tillage. In the context of global climate change, which of the above helps in carbon sequestration storage in the soil? Okay. Which among the following helps in carbon sequestration? That is basically the question. Almost all can be the option here. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Consider the following kinds of organisms: bacteria, fungi, and flowering plants. Some species of which of the above kinds of organisms are employed as biopesticides? Okay, some species, basically some species of which among the following? Okay, almost all the categories, but some species can be employed. So answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. Uh, Biomass gasification is considered to be one of the sustainable solutions to power crisis in India. In the context, which of the following statements is correct? So basically, the question is about biomass. Okay, biomass gasification. Coconut shells, groundnut shells, and rice husk can be used in biomass gasification. It is true statement. Let's see other statements also. The combustible gases generated from biomass gasification consists of hydrogen, carbon dioxide only. No, it can contain other gases also. The combustible gases generated from biomass gasification can be used for direct heat generation, but not in internal combustion engines. No, it can be used in both ways. Okay. So answer is A, one only. Given below are the names of four energy crops. Which of the following can be cultivated for ethanol? Jatropha, maize, pongamia, and sunflower. So these are energy crops. The question is about which can be used for the cultivation for ethanol. Okay. Answer should be maize. Ethanol is a renewable fuel made from various plant materials. Energy crops that can be cultivated for ethanol is maize. It can be produced by ethanol fermentation and distillation. Maize ethanol results in lower greenhouse gas emissions. Okay. 22 answer is B, maize. Which feature of some species of blue-green algae helps promote them as biofertilizers? So what is a feature of blue-green algae which is helping to make promote as biofertilizers? So it is asking about biofertilizer feature of blue-green algae. So let's see the option. They convert atmospheric methane into ammonia, which the crop plants can absorb readily. So that is not such a close related option. They induce crop plants to produce the enzymes which help convert atmospheric nitrogen. No, they have the mechanism to convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that the crop plants can absorb readily. It is true. Answer is C. Question number 4. Other than Jatropha curcas, why is Pongamia pinnata also considered a good option for the production of biodiesel in India? Okay. Pongamia pinnata grows naturally in most of the arid regions of India. We have to select the correct option. Yes, almost it is true statement. And the seeds of Pongamia pinnata are rich in lipid content of which nearly half is oleic acid. 1 and 2 are correct. Okay. So these are the questions about environment and ecology. We'll continue the other parts in part 2.